Welcome back to Joe's Stunner Boxing. Eddie Hearn's been giving all the usual interviews. This is prior to the Stanionis-Boots Ennis fight over in Atlantic City that happens tonight, which is Saturday, 12th of April, if you're in America, and in the early hours of the 13th, if you're from where I am, which is the UK. But the point is that Hearn has been talking about the purse bids, not the purse bids, excuse me, the payments, the purses that both fighters have respectively received, and he is claiming that Stanionis is receiving a lot more than Boots Ennis, and this might raise a few eyebrows. I've got to be honest, it did mine. This is a unification fight. WBA champ is Stanionis, IBF champ is Boots, but why is he receiving more money? Well, apparently it's because Stanionis' promotion, which I think the guy's name is Tom Brown, is the head of I think it's called TGB Promotions. And they received an offer for unification, and they said, this is nowhere near high enough. In fact, we're not even going to bother with this. We're going to go for the WBA mandatory. Get that out of the way first. And Hearn told Boots this, and Boots was not happy. Boots said, well, hang on a minute, no, I want all those belts. So he said, look, I don't care what I get paid, just get me that fight, which is why big chunk of the crunch numbers are going to Eminantas Stanionis and not Boots Ennis. So according to Hearn, and this is Hearn speaking, and you know, do you trust what promoters say? Not if you've been around the houses a few times, put it that way. Hearn is saying, yeah, okay, this is what's happening. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's say, okay, this is happening. Boots has said that. He has said, I don't care what I get paid. Just get me that belt. I want to pick the belts up, and then I want to move up to 154 after I've unified. That seems to be his mission statement. That reveals something about Boots that's relatively rare in boxing, and that is that he has his eyes on the prize being legacy, the prize being building up his, I hate this word, but his brand, shall we say, in order to, well, long term, not short term, not accepting the idea that, well, there's a big pot of money over there, I'll grab that now because, you know, who knows what tomorrow may bring. No, he seems to be saying, well, I'll do the long game. This is a marathon, not a sprint. I'll take the short end now, and further down the line, I'll be getting even more money, and I'll also have built up a reputation and a legacy which is considerable. I want to be unified champ. Welterweight is my division. There was an interview with Boots in this week's Boxing News, and that's what he said, welterweight is my division. So even though there are probably understandable concerns about him making 147, because he's a huge welterweight, nevertheless, he's adamant, I'm staying here, my division, I want all the belts, I don't care what I get paid now. I'll get paid the big bucks further down the line. And that's not to say he's getting chump change, don't get me wrong. But as a much bigger name than Stanionis, Boots, I think, had his last two fights in his hometown, so he will have made considerable money there. But don't forget, Stanionis comes from Lithuania. Lithuania is a nation of about 2.5 million people, a little bit more maybe, 2.6, 2.8 million. It's a small nation. And I think he's the only Lithuanian world champ in boxing. So he's already built his sort of legacy. He wants to build on it. And certainly if he beats Boots, I mean, his prestige will go clean through the roof. So I just think it's quite rare that you get fighters that have this long-term mentality. I remember Evander Holyfield, the first time he fought Mike Tyson, he was coming off a terrible performance against Bobby Ches. Bobby Ches, former middleweight, won belts at 175 and cruiserweight. And I think that was when cruiserweight was 190, not 200. But anyway, He then decided to go to heavyweight. He was way past his best. He ended up pulling out the fight after 5 rounds with what he calls a back injury. And but Holyfield looked terrible beating him, terrible. But then his name got thrown in the hat to fight Mike Tyson. Don King thought this is a gimme fight for Tyson. He looked bloody terrible. Holyfield did against Ches, so sling him in there. Let's see what happens. And Holyfield was paid by his own admission. I didn't care what they were paying me. They paid me a minimal amount of money for a fight that I was fully expected to lose, but I knew I'd win it. And of course, when he did win it, the rematch, he got a huge purse, and then that was the famous bite fight. And then after that, Holyfield went on to make defences and made many, many more millions. He didn't hold on to it, apparently, but that's another story. So that's one of the rare occasions when I can think of someone who had such belief in self-belief, such belief in their own abilities that they thought, you pay me small chump change now, I don't care. In the future, I'll be the one putting the shots. It's very rare you find that. A lot of fighters say, I'll fight anyone, I'll do this, but the money's got to be right. Well, I understand that. I understand that the money does have to be right because you should, it's prize fighting and you should be paid well for getting in that damn ring. And as Hearn says about Stanionis, he's won the lottery and good luck to him, he deserves it, is what Hearn said. Fighters deserve to be paid well. But very few of them are prepared to play that long game, and very few have that really, genuinely have the self-belief where they can say, I'm not worried about my bank account now. Further down the line, I'll be making millions. And I just think I'm going to win. I know I'm going to win. Put them in there with me. I'll knock them over one at a time. A lot of fighters talk like that, but they don't necessarily always back it up. So, all credit to Boots, if that's what's happened. And credit to Stanionis for getting the biggest payday of his career. Good luck to the kid. And the fight is tonight. And I think I'm not the only one who's probably looking forward to it. The closer we get to that fight, the more intrigued I am. I do expect Boots to win. But the weight, like I said in my preview video, is a big, big factor for Boots, for me anyway. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, just a few thoughts about, as Don King said, in boxing, you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. It looks like Mr. Stanionis has come up smelling the roses. But anyway, leave your comments below. And thanks for watching the video. Please like the video if you liked it, and hit the subscribe button. And spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. I always appreciate your time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very, very much indeed. And bye for now.